introduction. So an aromatic compound is an organic compound that follow the following rules. The first one, it must be cyclic. The second one, it must be planar or flat. The third one, it must be completely conjugated, meaning to say double bonds and single bonds in alternating position. And the fourth one, it must obey the Huckel's rule, in which the number of pi electrons equal to 4n plus 2 when n is a non-negative integer. So example is benzene ring. So why does we say that benzene is an aromatic compound? Okay, the first one, benzene is cyclic because it is a ring-like structure. So this is the structure of benzene, which exists in a ring-like structure. The second one, benzene is planar because its carbon is sp2 hybrid. This means each carbon adapt trigonal planar shape. So ini yang dikatakan planar ataupun flat. Okay, and then the third one, because the double bond in benzene can be delocalized, therefore it is completely conjugated. So delocalized ni maksudnya apa? So delocalized tu maksudnya dia punya bond itu sentiasa bergerak begitu. Okay, so ini yang kita panggil sebagai delocalized dan dia completely conjugated. And finally, there are 3 double bond in benzene. Okay, lepas itu each double bond consists of 2 pi electrons. So secara totalnya kita tahu benzene ini ada 6 pi elektron. So dengan menggunakan Huckel's rule, 6 itu dia sama dengan 4n tambah 2. Jadi bila kita susun semula n itu kita akan dapat 1. Since we got the whole number, therefore benzene obey Huckel's rule. So mari kita tengok Huckel's rule pula untuk cyclobutadiene. Kenapa? Because some compounds satisfy the first 3 criteria for aromaticity but still show none of the stability typical for aromatic compounds. Sebagai contohnya kita ada cyclobutadiene, dia planar, cyclic, completely conjugated tapi dia tidak aromatic. Kenapa? Sebab dia tidak obey Huckel's rule. Apa Huckel's rule cakap? So kita tahu cyclobutadiene ada 2 double bond, therefore the number of pi electrons is 4. Bila kita gantikan dia di dalam rumus Huckel's rule, kita akan dapat n sama dengan 0.5, which is non-integer. Therefore, cyclobutadiene is anti-aromatic. And this is example of a few aromatic compounds. Next, let's take a look about Cocoon structure. So actually, Cocoon is a person who was the first one to suggest a sensible structure for benzene. So Cocoon cakap karbon tu akan disusun dalam bentuk heksagon dan dia mencadangkan double bond dengan single bond itu alternate di antaranya. Jadi satu carbon atom tu akan ada satu hydrogen atom yang akan attach dengannya. So that is the structure of benzene that's suggested by Cocoon. And this diagram actually is often simplified by leaving out all the carbon and hydrogen atoms. So according to Cocoon, benzene ring is a 6-membered ring with 1 H attached to each carbon. And the bond angle is 120 degrees. And it contains 2 structures in equilibrium and cannot be separated out. And it contains 3 carbon-carbon single bond and 3 carbon-carbon double bonds that is alternating to each other. And finally, let's take a look at resonance structure. We know that a resonance form is another way of drawing Lewis dot structure for a given compound, and equivalent Lewis structure are called resonance form. So they are used when there is more than one way to place double bonds and lone pairs on atoms. And actually benzene has two resonance structure showing the placement of the bonds. So the first structure of benzene is look like that. When the double bond is moving, dia akan hasilkan benzene yang terletak di sebelah kanan itu. Dan bila double bond itu patah balik, okay, dia akan hasilkan lagi yang di sebelah kiri. So oleh sebab itu bond, okay, sentiasa bergerak, kita boleh draw benzene dalam bentuk ring like, okay, dalam bentuk ring, okay. So ini apa yang kita panggil sebagai resonance hybrid structure.